All right, we're back for our first episode of 2018, and let me tell you, it's a doozy. We begin by talking about Victor, of all things, finding $1 on the ground. What?
It was a pretty eventful day for me today.
Oh, so much joy there, which is great because it's a buffer from my little, we normally have venting Victors.
It could be
It's a venting Rix.
It could be a vent, borderline rant, but it's enjoyable. Rix has a lot on his mind that you need to hear.
And then we move back upwards into a much more positive thing in what we've been doing in 2018. Have we been following through with these things that we've been working on?
We've had a pretty eventful 4 days.
Oh, man.
Pretty positive 4 days, even though the world is still doing real not so positive.
And it's only getting better.
Only getting better.
For us,
So,
anyway.
yeah, exactly. So with that being said, episode number 56 of Stream of Thought. We hope you enjoy. Alright, so... Oh, shit.
Oh, we're back. We're back. Dude,
First episode in the new year.
first episode in 2018.
Yeah. Very cool. So, give me a synopsis of your new year. New Year's Eve.
What did I do on New Year's
Let me tell you
Eve?
what I did while you're thinking about it.
I think we ended up recording an episode on
No,
New
I'm
Year's
talking
Eve.
about New Year's Eve in the evening.
In the evening?
Yeah.
I went to bed at 11:45.
Awesome.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know when I went to bed. I don't remember if I was awake at midnight or not because I was watching. I had recorded. There was like a 48-hour marathon of the Twilight Zone,
Yeah.
the old one from like the 60s. And so I was watching some of that, and then I watched a movie I watched something after that. I don't remember. I did drink a bottle of wine by myself.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
That's probably why I don't remember what movie I watched.
I was gonna say, yeah, it sort of just drifts in and out.
I didn't get I didn't get like hammered drunk. Like it was a bottle that
No
was,
hangover in the morning?
No hangover. That was well paced. And I can't remember if I went to bed at midnight or 12:30 or what. But yeah, just didn't care. But I did wake up the next day and I was out of bed and I started my day by 7 a.m. and I felt awesome.
Yeah.
I felt so great that I did not go out.
Yeah, I think I was up by probably around 7 or so.
Yeah.
I was up pretty early, so I enjoying the new year.
I was really excited.
Although, my friend, what are your thoughts so far on this 2018 that we have experienced up to this point, all 4 days of it?
So, super cold, except for yesterday. I walked outside. I didn't leave my house until about maybe 1 or 2 in the afternoon, or 3, I don't know. I left my house later in the afternoon. And I walk out, and I think to myself, oh, it's a little warm outside. It was 22 degrees outside.
Yeah, it was what, yesterday or today?
Yesterday,
yeah. Yesterday was like a heat wave.
It's like
it was
20
nuts.
degrees.
It was crazy.
It felt great.
Mm-hmm. And it lasted for like 5 hours.
Yeah,
And
and
then
that
it went
was
back
like
down
pretty
to
much the
sub-zero.
entire afternoon. Today, even when I was outside, I thought to myself, today's not that bad. 12 degrees outside. Not that bad of a day today.
Yeah.
You know?
In the morning, I was up for work I was up at 5, and we ended up heading out to the job at 6 in Libertyville. I don't know if you know
saw
how
that
far
post.
away Libertyville is.
It's way the fuck out there.
Oh my god.
No easy way to get there.
It's and trying to go in rush hour, an hour each
Really?
way. And here we're just doing this
I was
little
thinking it was going to be like an hour 15 and a half or something.
we're doing this little 5-sheet job at a coffee shop, and I think it's a relative of Ray's wife.
Yeah, the
So-
coffee shop that's trying to join together to expand the capacity, right? The final
Yeah,
capacity.
to get a larger seating
Yeah.
arena, but yeah, I mean the drive though was fine to and from. I mean, Ray and I were just talking the whole time,
Yeah.
but still in the morning, man, it was -1 to 0 out, and I just dreaded having to walk out that early in the morning. There is something though about being up before the sun rises, feeling like you're going to work, especially before most of the traffic gets on the road, where you're just feeling like you're killing the day.
Oh, dude, yeah. I think it was on New Year's Day when I got out of bed at like 7, or maybe it was 6:30. I don't know. I was up for a few hours. I'm like, oh, what time is it? 9:30 in the morning. Thought it was maybe noon or
Wow.
1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Like, I was getting stuff. I had a very productive day on New Year's Day also.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, I have to say, 2018. My philosophy so far, these 4 days into here, just all things considered, is the night is always darkest before the dawn.
Yeah.
Holy
sure.
crap! There's just so much just crap that has hit everywhere in the past 4 days. Not for me. Well, actually, yes, for me personally as well, because YouTube decided to change their fucking algorithm, and now we're making 80% less than we were.
What?
Yeah.
How? Why? How
They
does
eliminated 30-second ads and then bumped those 15-second ads to the TV show channels, like The Late Show with Stephen Colbert or James Corden or something like that. The non-skippable ads that you have to watch
these
first.
algorithms? Do they apply to everybody, regardless of how many subscribers they have, or are there certain rules that apply to one?
Famous people get special deals with YouTube.
Okay.
So they get the money. Basically, and the rest of us have to eat the scraps.
Yeah.
And now that they eliminated the 30-second ads, we don't get any non-skippable ads anymore. And so that's where I guess 80% of our revenue was coming from, because now we're cut by a fifth. So that's a real bummer, because we were bringing in something like, on the Ascendancy, we were bringing in $20 a day or so. Now we're down to $4 or $5. It's brutal. I mean, just to see like the going up. New Year's Day comes around, plummets down to almost. It looked on the analytics page. It looked like it went down to 0. I mean, it was just. I saw that, and I'm like, that has to be a mistake. It has to be a mistake. Dug into the analytics. It's not a mistake. All the CPMs, which is the plays per million that you get revenue off, plummeted down to pennies on the dollar. Which it's just like, it felt like I was playing with Bitcoin right there.
I'm sorry to hear that. I felt like I was playing with Bitcoin.
And then, so they demonetized the live stream for Ray that we had done when the one that you were there for.
I thought they demonetized it and then they monetized it real quick after that.
They did, yeah.
And then they changed their mind back to demonetizing
No. That stayed monetized.
Okay.
But then we posted the video on Tuesday, because we do 3 a week.
Right.
And on Tuesday, they demonetized that within a half an hour. Normally, they wait about 12 to 20 hours to demonetize it. And then we request the appeal, and then they remonetize it.
What instigates this demonetization?
The algorithm, the fucking computer algorithm that has been hypersensitive. So literally, because in our tags or description we have drywall knife, the algorithm reads knife and it says weapon, demonetized. It doesn't matter that they're talking about a putty knife. A tool. Like, and even if you say tool, it could be like, oh, tool, that's a bad word. So it's totally random, totally arbitrary. And people have been complaining about this on YouTube pretty vehemently for the past like 6 months now, and we've had to deal with it. Every single one of our videos gets demonetized, but it's not until after the main viewing period is over. So we still get the revenue for the first 12 hours, which is when most of the views come in, like 500 views in the first 12 hours.
Do you think this is possible where they think to themselves, well, you know what, if we can somehow delay the payout for an X amount of hours, then we don't have to pay them money and we can save money?
No.
Or what I was going to say too, or if this algorithm's so screwed up, is YouTube also losing out on money because of their algorithm that prevents you from making money? So,
well, here's the thing. YouTube just earned record profits this past year, and so they're rolling in it. And here's my philosophy, and I'm just speaking out of my ass right now, but here's my theory, is that YouTube has already, now, at this point in time, YouTube has become a thing, and they already have enough content creators. They don't need any more content creators. And so they're slamming the door shut on all the smaller channels because they're having a tough time monitoring YouTube channels. The irony is that the reason why they're doing this is because of public outrage. Now, this transitions into the thing that I was going to ask you about. Did you hear about the whole Logan Paul situation?
I did hear about that.
CNN, NBC, CBS, everyone was covering this Logan Paul thing. Do you want to recap, like, what you heard? I just know that he, like, found him and whoever else, like, found a dead body, and the image was on YouTube, and then it got taken down. I know very little. I know just the headline. Number one trending, yeah. It became the number one trending video, a video showing a hanging dead body in a Japanese suicide forest for promotion. Damn. Like, and he was laughing during the video.
Yeah, you can totally tell he's 22 as a result of that.
And so this is Logan, but this is the older one. He's like 30.
No, he's not. He's 22.
No, that's Jake Paul. There's two Pauls. Jake Paul's the younger brother. He's 22. Logan Paul is the one who did the videos. He's 30. Because Flowbots did a diss track, and they mentioned his age in
He's
there.
22. We're gonna solve this right now.
Okay. Yes, you can do it.
Am I?
You
if
can do
I?
it. And I'll just
Can you keep speaking if if I look back at you every so often while I'm
just look, just do your thing, and I'll keep going.
Okay.
So it's instances like that where you have like huge controversial stories, and YouTube gets a ton of shit from the national press. It's like, oh, these are the representatives for the YouTube community. Look at how horrible YouTubers are. YouTube is a horrible platform for trolls and sadistic bastards.
Yeah.
To like get off.
they just
on-
find
on
one thing to
horribleness.
magnify and just throw it in the media as a and they're not
Well,
being
and there's the situation too where the media doesn't like.
Pause.
Oh,
Go ahead and read that
no.
for me.
Oh no, am I wrong?
Go ahead and read that
Oh,
for me.
yeah. He was born April 1st, 1995. He's 22. You're right. Oh, I'm wrong. Okay, fine.
On record, I'm right. Rix is wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
Wow. How old is Jake Paul then?
I think I think he's younger. I think he's like 18 or 19. It's got to say on here. I can check it
I would imagine.
real quick. But okay.
It gives YouTube this bad name. Plus, there's the added conflict between traditional TV, including news media, realizing that viral videos online are on the incline, whereas people watching TV, like syndicated TV, is on the decline. And so there's this attempt, whether it's conscious or subconscious, to delegitimize digital media and digital entertainment as
right.
as
so you have
as
these major news
immature
outlets
and uncensored, inappropriate content being shown to young children is the image that the news media tends to portray about YouTube, and that's basically it. And then you have stories like that which feed into that bias, and it's a self-fulfilling prophecy where YouTube then gets a bunch of pushback. And here's the part that just really, and I'm gonna vent just for
go.
a
Keep
minute.
going.
But YouTube then, in response, does not punish Logan Paul. They just take down the video. They don't eliminate his channel. They don't demonetize any of his other videos. They don't do anything bad to him. They just take down his video and allow him to continue posting bullshit all the time. However, anyone who does not make them significant amounts of money, they implement these policies like this Google algorithm that demonetizes videos in an attempt to say, oh, well, this is how we're solving the problem, is that we're going to institute this technology that is super rigorous, and you know what? Maybe it's harming a couple extra people, but we're making sure that there's no bad content on the web, while doing nothing to prevent these a-holes who have millions of subscribers from continuing to put out the money, because they're the ones who are making YouTube the most money, so YouTube is not going to touch those large creators, and they're not really making as much money from a channel like Raise.
Yeah.
They're making squat.
Yeah.
On the revenue, so they don't care if they shut down those channels. They're indifferent about it.
Yeah, it's just less shit
And
to
they
worry
have
about
they
for
have
them.
shown a complete and utter lack of respect and even contempt for just regular people who want to put out quality content on the web. They have absolutely no, it drives me absolutely insane. And it's this attitude that I feel like is sort of indicative of the start of 2018, which is we're going to have to do something about this whole society rewarding bad behavior thing, because I feel like this is just getting out of control right now. It feels like since the start of the new year, everything is hyperventilating.
Dude,
when it comes to this.
let me speak on that real quick. So
Please,
you remember
please.
that whack ass teenager that needed a reality check, the chick that was on Dr. Phil who got a bunch of publicity because she said,
"Oh,
catch me outside, how about that?
Cash me
Catch me outside, how about that?" And they're like, "What?" And Dr. Phil, I think his reply was that English? What was that?
And so she became a viral hit.
Yeah,
and
just
ended up cashing
13
in
or
on
14-year-old
that.
girl
Yes.
who's just a fucking mess of a person.
Yeah.
And from Dr. Phil, that her personality became known nationwide, you know, and that because that segment or that catchphrase went viral. Since then, I don't know, I can't remember what even the host
She was
name
just
is,
on
but
YouTube. She's on the YouTube trending page.
She has this just insane amount of followers on social media now, and as a result, I read that a single Instagram post can make her up to $50,000.
Yeah. 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 You got Logan Paul, the Cash Me Outside girl. You got Donald Trump. You got, who else? I feel like I have a list of just people who are just so incendiary, and they get clicks, they get views, they get eyeballs, so the corporations like that. And on their surface, they're like, oh, this is bad. We disapprove of this behavior. But keep doing it.
Yeah.
Like, we're not
Keep doing it. Keep rolling in the money.
Don't worry. These rules that we're implementing,
like tobacco companies that say only people that are of age should smoke cigarettes, but really we want children to start smoking.
That's why we're making candy cane flavored cigarettes and all these other things. And absolutely. And so, I mean, but we've moved from this sort of because that was sort of the age of the consumption age or whatever, where everyone was just we need more. Now it's like the clickbait, viral video, bad behavior, consumption attitude that we have right now, where it's just anyone who, if you are the most outrageous person in one regard or another, you're worth something.
The Jersey Shore cast.
Yeah, that was like a precursor to the days that we're experiencing right now. And dude, I mean, it's just like I don't know. I mean, it really put a sour taste in my mouth at the start of... And then I read an article about... I don't know if you know who this person is. Lena Dunham?
Yes, I do know who that is.
What a horrible person.
I was not aware of that.
What an effing horrible person.
I don't know what she was saying or doing.
She calls herself a feminist, but she's like super racist. She probably sexually molested her sister that she acknowledged in her book. And here she's gone around as this holier-than-thou person who's just, And people follow her because she's outrageous and she says really stupid and offensive things and pretends to be this like liberal hero and is rewarded for it.
Yeah.
Along with everyone else. I mean, it's I consider her like the liberal version of Trump, really. It's about equivalent. So sorry if you're a Lena Dunham fan, but I don't really give a shit. 'Cause she's just a horrible person.
I just don't give a shit.
Dave Chappelle pissed me off, too.
Oh, what? What did Dave do?
His new Comedy Central, or Netflix special, stand-up special dropped.
There's a new one?
And he was making fun of sexual assault victims.
Wait, the one... Didn't he have one, like, last year? Almost a year ago?
Yeah, it was...
Like a 2-part special?
Yeah, but there was a bunch of controversy because he was saying something like... with the whole Kevin Spacey, the kid who Kevin Spacey sexually assaulted.
So this is a new special?
Yeah, this is a new special. Of recent, basically contemporary events, and he spoke on the Kevin Spacey assault, and said something to the equivalent of, well, it's bad and all, but he was going to turn out gay anyway. And so it's this sort of flippant disregard for, others' humanity, and it's just it feels like that's the cultural attitude. But I was saying 2017 is the year of reckoning, and 2018 is like the purging. I would hope. I still maintain some hope for 2018, and that's why I say the night is always darkest before the dawn, because I feel like everything is escalated to the nth degree. I mean, turn on the news. You have Trump, who's literally losing his mind in office right now, threatening to go to nuclear war with North Korea. You have the weather, this bomb cyclone hitting the East Coast. You have, it feels like everything has just been escalated and just... Everyone's on. It's like the world is on caffeine.
We just need a few. We just need a few earthquakes and tornadoes, and we'll have the whole spectrum
fires
of
in California, extra fires in California, or something like that. But man, dude, it's kind of.
We're 4 days in.
We're 4 days in, and it already feels like it's been 2 weeks of just. It feels like it's been 2 weeks. Those 4 days, it's just so much has happened. And I haven't even been following the news that much, but I turn it on, I'm like, oh my God, like really? This is still going on? I thought everyone would just take a break during the holidays into January, and we just like keep it peaceful for a couple of weeks and like make it a happy, smooth, transition into 2018. But no, we're just going to throw shit at the fan and see what happens. Sorry. All right. I'm purged of my
Well,
emotional
like I
state
said in
right
the
now.
car,
I got it out.
spring is a time for new beginnings. So just a few more months, and we'll see what
A
happens.
few more months if any of us are alive.
Yeah.
Like if the weather doesn't kill us, if nuclear war doesn't
Nuclear
kill us.
warfare
I mean,
doesn't kill us.
if you know, I don't know what else is gonna kill us, but Lena
Oh
Dunham
my
maybe.
gosh.
Uh,
Well, that's it, folks. See you next time.
Yeah. Ending on a hopeful note there.
All right, ending on something way more, or not ending, but continuing on something way more positive. I found
Please,
I
yes.
found $1 in the parking lot today. That put a
Congratulations.
skip in my step.
Yeah.
So I go to the bank after work and I look down the ground. I see $1 in a very shallow puddle, and I'm like, "Wow, $1, cool." And I think to myself for a second, wait a minute, is this like a fake dollar? Like, is this a promotional dollar? And on the back, there's some advertisement for something stupid. And I'm like, thinking to myself, why hasn't anyone picked this up? So I bend down to pick it up. And as I bend down, I think to myself, man, if this dollar is stuck in a very thin layer of black ice, I'm going to be pretty pissed off. Joke's on me.
Yeah.
I pick it up. It's not.
Wasn't attached to a string or anything?
No. There was some salt attached to it. It's a salty dollar. It was wet, so I walk into the bank. I walk into the bank, and I'm just holding the dollar with my thumb and finger.
Oh.
And they're like, "Hey, can we help you?" I'm like, yeah, I got a couple questions. I saw this thing on your website. By the way, I found this in the parking lot, just in case you were wondering, because I just felt weird standing there.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, I was wondering why you were just holding that. It's like, you want me to switch it out for you? And for a moment, I thought maybe, and then I was like, I'll hold on to it. I don't know why.
Your
but
lucky
then
dollar.
But then I was like, I should have switched it out, but whatever. But I found $1 in the parking lot, and it's just one of those days where it was like, wow, I found $1.
Yeah.
Today's a pretty good day.
Yeah. And I would say, generally speaking, I'm of that attitude.
Yeah.
I'm personally very optimistic. I'm very scared about what's happening nationally, but on a personal level, what changes have you made in the start of this new year? I got a glimpse of that through the text that we were talking about, your little planner thing.
Yeah, I'm utilizing my planner for sure,
good
bro.
for you, man.
I write down what I'm going to be doing every hour of the day. So like I wrote down today, like 6 to 1 work, 2 p.m. or no, 1 p.m. go to the bank, 2 p.m. workout, 4 p.m. I even write shit down like 4 p.m. shower, eat, 5 p.m. stream of thought, 7:30 read Walden. Like, I got it down, dude. And I allow a little bit of time just in case, in between. So I don't have it down to the minute, just so I have some free time in between in case something takes longer than usual. But I'm really excited. I put a check mark. When I started the day, 5 a.m. I write down, wake up, make breakfast, feed dog, brush teeth, 25 push-ups. But I was awake enough at 5 a.m. that I didn't need to do the push-ups just to get the blood flowing, So I didn't do that because I felt awake enough and ready to start the day. Yeah, dude. I put it all down, and I just check it off. I checked it off today, and I got 2 more things I got to do.
First of all, let me say that's awesome. And
Yeah.
Congratulations. 2, can I tell you my first initial reaction?
Of what?
By no way indicative of how I actually feel. Like, oh, that's a little neurotic. But it's like 1 o'clock, must work out, 2 o'clock, on the dot. I mean, you were there, like pretty much on the dot at 5 to pick me up.
I was there at 4:55.
But hey, man, if it works, do you feel like this is a sustainable?
I need to
trend?
write things down because I'll tell myself go to the gym, and then it's like maybe I'll stop home first and eat something. Then I go home, and it's like I lose my momentum. But I do it for the sake of just creating things to check mark and get done. Like, I could totally have done today without writing anything down, but I just feel more disciplined and feel that there's more structure if I write it down so I have something to check off.
I definitely, and that's the thing. If you're able to keep that consistent, then yeah, I mean, your efficiency is going to skyrocket.
And you realize, too, I wrote down things, everything I wanted to accomplish for this month. And it's like, oh, man, I really got to plan out my day and my weeks. And you realize if there's all the stuff you want to get done and you plan out your day, there's really no room for a margin of error. If someone calls you up, like, want to go to the movies, want to do this, it's like, no, like, I got so much shit I got to do that I really need to stick to this T, and I don't have time to deviate unless there's some abrupt variable that gets involved and I can't do one of the things I wanted to do. And tomorrow, and I'm going to decide to try really hard do or do not. There is no try. I will start my days at 5 a.m. and end them at 10 p.m. So like today, I woke up at 5, went to work at 6, did all this shit, and I'll plan out my day. So then I'll end my day at 10 p.m. Right, and maybe
It's 7 hours. Of
maybe
sleep
use maybe no, not done yet. Maybe use 10 to 11 as some miscellaneous, or just to read, or just to do whatever to kind of wind down, and then or maybe go to bed at 10, hoping I can fall asleep by 11. It always takes me a while to fall asleep, and then start my day at 5 a.m. tomorrow. I work at 2 to 10, but I seen enough interviews and stuff where CEOs and other successful people only sleep 4 to 6 hours a night.
Yeah.
And they read a lot.
But they're also all sociopaths, so I don't know if you want to try and go in that direction. They're not sociopaths, but they're kind of weird. They've got something psychologically.
Nothing bad can happen from optimizing your day.
No, but you need sleep.
Yes.
Fundamentally. And
I was gonna say, like, do this. I'll slowly work my way towards it, because waking up at 5 a.m., I'm sure can't just happen all of a sudden. I'll give myself a day of rest, 1 day a week where just downtime, or do half of what I typically do, sleep in till 7. But if I can sleeping into me till 7 or 7:30, that'd be even awesome too.
Yeah, 5 a.m. though. I mean, that's a good routine to have.
I was thinking about starting it up at 4:30, but I don't want to be too ambitious off the bat.
No, that's pushing it right now. Try 5 for a bit and see how that goes.
I mean,
because your body will tell you after a while if you're doing a little too much. But really, it's just about getting a restful night's sleep. If you can get all those ingredients that you need in a solid slumber, your deep sleep and stuff like that. I mean, there's no reason why you can't function on 4 or 5 hours of sleep.
I mean, I've on several occasions gone to bed at 9, woken up at 2, and feel totally ready to start the day.
Yeah, and that is probably the biggest change that I have made in this new year, is keeping track of my sleep cycle. And
With your Fitbit?
Both my Fitbit,
Nice.
and I have another app that I purchased 10 years ago. No, not 10 years ago. I was back in seminary, to try and figure out how to get a good night's sleep. And the best part about this app is that it gives you a half an hour window in which it wakes you up. And so it reads your sleep cycle patterns based off of your motions, which is super accurate, because there are times when you are woken up by an alarm and you're in deep sleep, so you're super groggy and out of it. There's times when you're woken up when you're in one of those middle grounds, and you're like, I'm so tired, I just want to go back to bed, kind of thing. And then there's times where you're woken up and you're coming out of the deep sleep, and it just glides you in, and you wake up the alarm goes off right when you're at the peak where you'd normally wake up anyway. You're just I feel great. This is wonderful. And what this app does is that it reads the patterns and goes off of, because your patterns, I guess, work.
It's synced with Fitbit?
Unfortunately, it's not compatible with Fitbit, but Fitbit monitors my sleep patterns as well. But the alarm will go off in that half-hour REM cycle, so it will wake me up at the most optimal time of when it notices my body starting to move in a way that I'm in a lighter sleep pattern. And the alarm itself starts off very softly, and it brings you upwards, and it kind of works with your sleep cycle into the upward phase. I've been doing that since the new year, and every day I've woken up feeling just awesome.
That's awesome, because
wonderful.
My alarm wakes me up, and I feel like I'm getting hit by a truck.
That was my life up until 2018, the start of this year. Is that I would set the alarm, and I would strongly recommend getting this app. Actually, I'll show you what it is after the episode, but. That was my life, is setting an alarm and hoping that I didn't wake up feeling like shit the next morning. And more often than not, it's tossing and turning and stuff like that. So the other, I don't want to call it a resolution, because it just happened to coincide with the intentional decision that I made to make certain life changes. And I am not going to bed with the TV on anymore. I'm turning off the TV, and I'm just doing breathing exercises until I just, relax and fall asleep, and then drift into sleep. I'd end up not waking up at all in the middle of the night that I can remember, and just continue that sleep cycle all the way through. My alarm wakes me up within that half-hour window. Perfect timing so far these past 4 days. And it really has done wonders for my functioning.
I can never figure out, when I go to bed and I'm wearing, a sweatshirt or something like that.
I do wear this watch to bed, too.
That guy?
Yeah.
Well, that's your Fitbit, right?
Yeah.
It monitors you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to I don't understand how sometimes when I wake up, I'm like, I don't remember taking off my sweatshirt. It's not like a pair of socks that can slip off. Like you really need to go through the motions of removing a sweatshirt.
Yeah.
But I will have zero recollection of ever waking up or taking it off. And I'm just like, how did this happen?
You know, you wake up anywhere between 10 and 30 times a night without knowing it.
What?
It's normally increments of maybe not less than a minute, but you're awake for about 10 to 30 times a night. And this program also tracks when those moments are, and my Fitbit does it as well. And so I can compare them, and they're both the exact same sleep cycle, and it shows the exact same thing of when, so it's like, yes, I guess
you're awake for about a minute and then you fall back asleep?
Yep, you go peak and then you fall back asleep.
And you don't even remember it.
Will not remember it at all. So yeah, you wake up about 10 to 30 times a night, every single night, whether you know it or not.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. That explains.
Which is why sometimes people will get up in the middle of the night and go to the bathroom, because that's one of their peak cycles where they're awake. It's like, yeah, I mean, it just happens.
Very, very.
So that might explain why. Yeah, there are some times where you just like, how am I missing all my clothes? Like, how did this happen?
Why am I naked right now?
Naked.
Fuck.
Yeah. So, that has done wonders for my mood, considering too that I'm making like reading, for example. I have also made the intention of, I've read every day since the start of the new year.
Very cool.
Actually reading an entertaining fantasy novel right now.
Awesome.
By Brandon Sanderson, I believe his name is. It's called
Brandon Sanderson.
Mistborn.
Brandon Sanderson.
It was a book given to me by Brooks up in Minnesota.
Brandon Sanderson.
Sanderson. Okay, are you having fun right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
It reminded me of this one of my friend's daughter's names it kind of rhymes with his last name, and so it's just like kind of weird to pronounce a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, Brandon Sanders. You know what I'm saying? Just say it out loud.
No.
That's good to hear that your New Year is kind of going well, aside from the global turmoil.
Oh, I don't care about the global turmoil. I mean, if we're all going to die, we're all going to die. Like, there's nothing I can do about that. And, I mean, really, it was interesting, though, because I was thinking to myself with the whole YouTube thing of just, like, what the fuck is going on right now. I found myself getting really upset about it, as you could tell by my 20-minute diatribe.
Yeah.
But it's interesting, too, because as much as I vented, just then, I hadn't verbally processed it with anybody, really. But I kept thinking to myself in the back of my head, it's like, I can only control myself. Like, I can only control myself. Why am I freaking out about this? It's out of my control. Like, if I'm angry at YouTube as a corporation for doing, screwing over smaller channels or whatever, I can't control that. Why?
Yeah.
Why am I getting so upset about that? So I mean, I was conscious of it and aware of it, but really, it's one of those things where, I mean, I guess it's good to be aware of, but it's also another thing to actually
Allow yourself
implement
to
that
feel the emotions
and let it go. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing.
That's what. Well, I've heard that in several different things. I've read it in a few books, and actually, Chris Hardwick was talking about it in their final 2017 episode.
Oh, by the way, they might be canceling The Walking Dead soon.
Really?
It's at its lowest ratings.
Canceling.
Ever. And it seems like things are kind of falling apart in that world right now.
I think they wrote themselves into a corner. They have a playbook, their comic book, but I don't know. What are your predictions? What's going to happen? I mean, has it been renewed for another? It's renewed
for
maybe
another
next
season.
year will be the final season.
If ratings, because they still have the second half that they have to do for this season. There's still 8 more episodes left.
Right, they're filming that right now, I'm sure.
They're done filming it. They're ready to air it. So they're going to start filming the next season probably halfway through. No, I think towards the end they start filming for the next season. But I would say you know what? I would not be surprised if they end up canceling it after season 9.
Yeah.
I think. I think that could be the last season. 9 might be the last season.
Well, I'll say this. I really love the show. If it gets canceled, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it.
No. Especially with so much great content coming out now.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, and I think part of my desire to start reading books is to get away from that constant sort of media consumption. Because if it's not social media, whether it's managing YouTube, I'm not really on Facebook or Twitter or anything like that. But now that we're working on that,
right,
it's kind of I don't want to get depressed by the rest of the world, because the rest of the world seems very depressing right now. So,
yeah,
just like
entertainment is changing for sure.
Entertainment,
TV,
totally,
movies.
Yeah, absolutely. There were a couple other things that were on my mind, but they sort of faded in and out, and I forgot to write them down.
Oh,
I know, it's sad. I'll make a better effort at that. That's one of those things that I didn't get on my to-do list. What do you have anything else?
I don't have anything else.
Is this going to be a short episode?
I think we're good. I mean, I'm totally okay.
It's fine. I mean,
it's not about the quantity, it's about the quality. And if we talk for like that one time for an hour and 20 minutes, hour and a half, that's awesome. If it's 35 minutes, that's cool too.
All right.
So,
have you? You know what? You still have no sign on.
I thought about saying one, and I didn't want you to make fun of me. I just wanted to say until next time. I'm totally comfortable saying until next time.
Until next time. All right.
Are you okay with that? Do I have your permission to use that until I think
you
of something
can do
better?
whatever the hell you want. That's a great one, though.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, clocking in at our shortest episode
to this day
thus far at just under 36 minutes. Until next time.